Hey gang, Mocha Boy here. Welcome back, and thanks for tuning back in. So in this video, we're going to take a look at a hog attack against their number 12. Corn is sitting in our number 12 spot, and he got 3-starred by their number 12, so this was his retaliation attack. Corn is, again, he's one of our younger TH9. He's still learning these strategies, but when one of our members does something that we point out that we feel is puts them on the path to 3-star strategies, we want to make sure that we point it out, both as reinforcement for that player, but also as a lesson to new players who are trying to learn these tactics. So as far as base planning, so this was the base, and the first thing that pops out at you is that number one, there's no spaces for double giant bombs. Now, that doesn't mean that it's still hoggable, but it is a lower, the defenses are lower on this base, so it is still susceptible to kind of an old school hog attack. The lure will come in from the south, and one of the things that I loved about what he did, one of the things that we totally encourage players to do is when they're luring to shield those giants with hogs. I mean, I can't say it enough, but bringing one giant is the equivalent of bringing 2 hogs. And in a lot of cases, an even better idea. So you can, save that 5 troop space and reallocate it for some other aspect of your raid. So that's a very important thing. So the lure's going to come in from the south, and then he's going to start his raid up from the top. He'll cut this funnel here, and then jump his AQ kill team right into there, and disable whatever's in these pockets, if they're Teslas or giant bombs or whatever. And then he's going to run in with 2 strings of hogs in through the core of the base. Now it's a symmetrical base, more or less. These square bases where everything is evenly spaced. You only have to take on portions of the base at a time. You're not taking on a lot of applied effective DPS all at one time. But one of the important things that he did with this raid that probably made a huge difference towards the end is that he kept some troops in the pocket, and that is, when this cannon gets tied up with shooting into the core, he can send in a couple of hogs to sneak up on that and take that out. And then there was a Tesla that popped over here, and again, this is one of the dynamic aspects of the raid. He had some troops left over, so he was able to jump in there with some giants and some hogs to take that out. And I have seen so many raids where a single Tesla can end the raid depending on where it is, because either there's giant bombs or whatever. So he did a lot of really good things that were dynamic, that that he did in response to the changing flow of the raid as it unfolded. So let's go ahead and watch that. Now this wasn't a perfect attack, but again, he is still learning the strategies. But when I see things that I feel are good lessons for the rest of the attackers, I want to make sure that I point them out. So again, 1 giant, 2 or 3 hogs to pull out that CC. But once they're out, he can start his lure. So just 1 giant to pull everything out. Maybe I would have done an archer and saved that space, but that giant's going to work anyway. But the big problem here was that against that many wizards, man, they absolutely murdered that golem. So the golem really didn't contribute too much to this raid. I probably would have tried something different. This was, I believe, the first attack on the base, so we didn't know what was in the CC anyway. So so that poor golem got murdered. But standard fare here. He cuts a really wide funnel. Did a great job there. Dropped his jump. The AQ's already engaged the golem, so at that point that it's safe to start dropping in the hogs. So I mean, at this point, it's just an old school hog raid. He knows more or less where to pre-heal, where those double giant bombs are going to pop. And yep, sure enough, there's one right there and one right there. But again, notice as this cannon is trained in on the hogs on the outside, and then this Tesla pops, he gets that giant on that Tesla along with a couple of hogs, and then these hogs to clean up what was left of the base. So again, a good example of good funneling mechanics, good jump mechanics, good base assessment. You want to make sure that you're choosing the type of attack that a base is susceptible to. And in this case, there were no double giant bomb pockets, with pretty easy to spot pockets for Teslas and giant bombs, so you could pre-heal ahead of those. He ended up the raid with about 9 or 10 hogs, which is pretty damn good. I mean, it was a lower base, but again, these guys are learning these tactics, and anytime they do anything that I feel is a good lesson to teach some of the other players, and make sure to point it out. So great job there for the 3-star. And we did walk away from this war with way more 3-stars than our opponents. These guys were definitely hungry for some blood, and walked away for the win. So yep, that's about it. Thanks for tuning in, and check in for some more videos later.